Evening everybody, this is Random Observer here with another video, and today I just wanted to talk about a simple topic, our need to do better, because this comes up in, for example, in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Of course, there is now the famous moment where Falcon, or of course he will become Captain America, the new Captain America, basically tells the Senator, "You need to do better, Senator." And I just found it interesting because in the YouTube comments, someone says, this sounds like it was written by a high school activist. Yes, I think exactly. It was written by somebody who basically, I get the heart's in the right place, but to be blunt, it sounds as if they haven't actually managed a team of people or a project, because if they had done, they would understand that the reality of telling people to do better, it's not very workable. Example, there was an artistic project that my family were involved in some years ago, and in much the same way, one of the new project leaders, one of the new volunteers, came up to her and said, "Well, you should be doing this, and you should be doing that, and you should be doing etc., etc., etc." And so eventually, my mother said to him, "Okay, fair enough, right? You find us a team of volunteers, and we will do things your way." So of course he went away. A few days later, he comes back. He said, "Yep, I see what you mean." Nobody would volunteer for it, because this is the reality. It's all very well telling people to do better. You're talking the talk, but you've got to walk the walk. In order for things to be better, you have to put the work in. You've got to volunteer. You've got to do things, the unpleasant, mundane, boring, repetitive stuff to actually get the job done. And nobody seems to want to do it. In all honesty, you ask yourself this: the people who are thinking, "Well, that's a great speech from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah, people should do better." Okay, well, let me ask you this then. When's the last time that you went the extra mile for somebody? When's the last time you helped a homeless person on the street, or volunteered for extra work, or gave somebody a lift to somewhere, etc., etc.? If the answer is not for a long time or not at all, then that's why you're part of the problem. And to be blunt, the same is true of the current attitude right now. I'm told Generation Z, among the Generation Z folks, there's this new attitude of quiet quitting. Well, that's I guess, the American term for it. Of course, in much cruder terms, we Brits have had the "can't be asked," as we call it, mentality, which is a bit crude, but anyway, it's Chinese call it lying flat. There's loads of different names for it. It is basically, i.e., do the minimal amount necessary to keep the job, don't go the extra mile, etc., etc. Well, if you think that way, then you get out what you put in. If you're only putting in the bare minimum, you're only getting the bare minimum done. And you can imagine, if a whole society thinks that way, then when you next need a service doing, example, the electrical light needs fixing on the street. Well, no, that's outside the electrician's zone, can't do it. Or a delivery needs to come. Oh, but the trucker, they ran out of time. They went past their hours of work before they got to your area, can't do it, etc., etc. If people just don't go the extra mile to get the job done, the job doesn't get done. And things just slowly grind to a halt. And that is why it's all very well telling people that they need to do better, but you've got to be part of the solution. You've got to do better yourself. Be the change you want to see. Okay, you want things to be better, you want people to do better, then you've got to start with yourself. Case in point, I mean, I put my hands up to it. I have had this woe is me, oh, the world owes me this, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I shouldn't have to do this, blah, blah, blah mentality. But the reality is, if I do not manage my own affairs and my own life, then things will not happen. And it's the same for everybody. So anyway, and just before we finish today, I am a little rough today, but I was going for the whole facial hair look, and as you can see, it's not worked out. So there's another thing to take responsibility for. So, in order to do better, we've got to be better. We've got to be part of the solution. That's what I want to leave you with tonight. Anyway, political is personal. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.